What's poppin', gamers? Alright, what is the good song? Wandering Ghost is a good one, yeah. Anyway, you guys just want me to start? Alright, this is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This is Alucard all bosses. What do you guys want for file name? You got 7 characters. Nando, alright. No, well, there's 2 file names that matter. It's Richter and the luck code one. Anyway, time's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I'm gonna start with Richter. Richter has terrible inputs, but he can go fast. Uppercut, blade dash, uppercut. I'm gonna get this heart. Anyway, there's Drac. I'm going to be using up all my hearts in this fight. I also got 41 hearts before I started the fight. That's very important to give me items that are important for skips. Here I'm going to Hydro Storm and Holy Water within certain frames of each other. And that's going to make Dracula just go, his HP's just gone. Perfect fight. Okay, I'm actually worried about that. That's slightly inconsistent, so... yeah, good bloodlines. Anyway, that's what happened 5 years ago. Richter defeated Dracula, and everything's good and dandy. But one moonless night, Richter disappears, and now we're Alucard. Spoiler alert: he's Dracula backwards. And much like backwards people, he's going to be walking backwards. The main movement tech we're going to be seeing at the start of this run is shield dashing. That's back dashing and pulling out your shield. I kind of have to hold my controller in a weird way when I'm doing this, but that's the movement tech. Alright, this is a terrible pattern. Here, I'm going to be killing a very specific number of zombies and a specific number of wargs, so that my experience will be right before I level up at this one specific enemy. And that's going to be important because as you level up and get that level up animation, your game is going to be like, okay, you get shifted over a pixel or something. Here, I'm going to bait him over here, break this, equip the neutron bomb. That's one of the things I need to make sure I get this. Come on. Alright, I'm going for it. Ah, man, okay. Alright, blame myself because I didn't turn out the brightness on my monitor. Okay, that's a trick you get one try at, but you technically can buffer it forever. This means we get good bloodlines again. Okay, same thing happened pre-NASA, so whatever. Yeah, bloodlines is fun. Missed the stack. I am amazed he did not go down there. Okay, this is now train wreck territory, so everyone enjoy. I should probably explain Richter's inputs really quick. He's got that uppercut, he's got this, he's got a backflip. Mainly what matters is just his blade dash, that's really good. Anyway, yeah, so we use up all our hearts, so we get a heart refresh. We enter the fight with more than 41 hearts, or more than 40 hearts, to get a neutron bomb. Neutron bomb is going to be used to do the first skip, which is Death Skip. You start the game, much like a Metroid game, with very good starting equipment. It's just that you lose it pretty much instantly. So we're just going to skip that part where we lose it. Like I mentioned, it's a 2-frame trick, but you can buffer it for pretty much forever. It's just, you do eventually have to go for it, because otherwise the warg won't get out of position. The wargs are no things that go awoo and then they die in flames. Yeah, so there I'm killing between 1 and 3 zombies. Wow, very good hearts. Okay. It doesn't matter too much in the run, but like it's nice to have the extra little backup. Come on. I was too early again. What the heck? Alright, so that just means we get to see more bloodlines. Don't worry, most resets happen in bloodlines. I'm actually very surprised I'm missing up Death Skip. It's not that hard of a trick. I'm gonna blame nerves and just the fact that I'm slightly tired more than anything else, and also still sick. My voice is a little raspy. Because Dark Fox over here, he's actually patient 0 and infected me with the GDQ flu, except, you know, not really. Yeah, like I mentioned, main tech at the start of the run is Shield Dash. We're going to be doing that a lot. I hold the controller like this, kind of with my index and ring finger kind of on the face buttons. And that just lets you Shield Dash super effectively. The zombie room is actually a little random in its pattern. You can kind of predict what's going on. They always spawn at a certain area, but you know, you can just get royally screwed in that room. Alright, I definitely got in there. There we go. You just skip the cutscene where death appears. It's actually not over yet. I can fall into this pit over here, and if I do, I instantly soft lock the game. It's very fun. But mostly we do that just because we keep 2 items that are very, very important to this run. We keep the Alucard sword, which we're going to be using a lot at the start of the run, and then the Alucard shield. Alucard shield we kind of just use for shield dashing right now, but it's going to be super important later in this category, which is Alucard all bosses. And the sword just deals a lot of damage and has like a giant range to it. Anyway, this is Alchemy Labs. This is like the first real game kind of lets you go nuts area. However, the route for it is still fairly linear. There's not too much branching here. Just gonna get some hearts as I'm going through that. This guy could poison me like that, and that sucks. I just gotta wait for my poison to wear off. Poison just means I deal a lot less damage. Which, even though I have like very OP starting gear, it means I won't be able to super one-shot this boss coming up. So I'm just gonna wait for the poison to wear off. That's actually kind of disappointing that it happened. Alright, I'm just gonna chill over here, wait for it to wear off. So how's your guys' night going? It's going, that's good. Alright, I'm just gonna go. Oh no, I messed up. Dang. Alright, so I'm supposed to kill those guys on the same frame and relatively quickly, but that did not happen at all, as you may be able to tell, and that would just skip a level up and make, like, because you can only get one set of level ups at a time, so that just means I'm going to get a level up off this zombie right here. And you, as a rule, want to avoid level ups whenever possible, because it just means the game just, like, pauses for, like, 3 seconds as, you know, the animation goes down. Marble Gallery. Alright, so there are a bunch of Axe Knights here. These guys are kind of jokes. A lot of new players are to this game probably, or people who have played this game, probably remember their first experience. Wow, those Flumen were super nice. They have Street Fighter 3 jukes on me sometimes. You probably remember one of the hallways coming up in this area. Wow, okay. as being very, very long. Yeah, that's a pain to shield dash through. Anyway, that was Maria. She's kind of separately investigating what's going on in this castle. We're investigating this castle because, you know, we're Dracula's son, and we kind of just want to keep our dad in check. That's the stopwatch. That's going to be super important in the run in a lot of places. In fact, for all bosses, it is the only sub-weapon you ever use. Anyway, these guys, I'm going to be holding out my shield as I jump over them. They can occasionally fireball me in the face, but my shield is resistant to all, so it's going to not actually take me any damage, and I can just like power on through it. These plants shoot out little rocks that can turn you into stone, and I really don't want to deal with that, so I'm just going to kill them right away. Alright, so now we're on outer wall. Okay. That's actually a fairly tricky jump, but okay. And we're going to be coming up on our second boss. I don't consider Bloodlines to be a boss. Bloodlines is a RNG reset simulator. And this is Doppelganger 10. He's a clone of you, but he's going to take like 10 years to appear from this mirror. As that's going down, I'm just going to stand here. Instantly, I'm going to activate Stopwatch and just hit him 3 times and he's dead. You can actually punch him to death in about the same amount of time, which is pretty silly. Anyway, pick up that Gladius. That's going to make my inventory a little cleaner. Because I'm going to be doing a shopping trip later. I didn't shield dash an extra time there. That's the DK skeleton. He has a common drop of bananas and a rare drop of TNT. So yeah, literally Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong 94. Or, you know, the arcade game, either way. So I'm going up here to hit this elevator, which is going to, or a switch, which is going to turn on this elevator, which is going to get me Soul Wolf. Actually, going through this elevator and waiting for it to come all the way up is super slow, so we're just going to jump through the ground there. And the elevator's now where it needs to be. That ground jump is actually a 1-frame trick. I'm very surprised I got it. Super finicky. Yeah, so Wolf, in addition to being small, also has like a weird... He's kind of got like the Mega Man X style dash thing, where if you just like double tap, whatever the game considers a double tap, you just zoom on forward with a dash. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, Wolf has good mechanics on stairs. We're going to be seeing a lot of that later. But basically just let it know that we got a Garnet Ring, and we're going to be using that for fun times later ahead. Here I'm killing these things because it's actually faster to just kill them. I was just not killing them earlier because I was trying to do an experience route that I failed. Anyway, we're going to be huffing it back to that room we met Maria in. And if I cannot clip on the edge of the staircases. The whole reason we actually get Wolf is because we get a dive kick out of the Wolf transformation. And that's going to be important because we can maneuver ourselves after dive kicking off an object. Alright, that's table jump. That's a hard trick, but I got it because I'm a beast. Literally, I'm a wolf right now. Alright, so normally if I was a good gamer, I would have gotten here when this thing was closed. But it works on intervals of in-game time, so I got to it when it was open, so whatever. That just means I don't have to wait around. This room's impossible, because if you slow down even slightly, these guys are going to hit you. Alright, I got through it. Yeah, so that first 8 minutes of the run is called Clock Rush by the runners. We're rushing back to the clock room after we go through it once with Wolf. And that's all to get the Coliseum super early. Because normally we're supposed to go to like Clock Tower and like Castle Keep and Cathedral, a bunch of places before we're even supposed to get the Coliseum. These guys you can just manipulate by like either running into them or like jumping over them and then slashing with a sword. One thing you're going to be seeing me do after long drops is pull out my shield and hold direction. That's going to make the game just reset my animation. Anyway, these guys think there's a cutscene still going on, so I'm just going to hit him as that's going on. But because we have a clear file, we can actually skip cutscenes. Yeah, so we're just going to wait here. Anyway, we're getting missed. Here, the route is identical completely up until that moment from any % no safe corruption. We're going to be picking up an extra item in the Coliseum, though, and that's the Shield Rod. And that's going to be really important for making this game broken as hell. Good old Soul Steel. Possible mechanic. Input. There we go. You have spells in this game, and a lot of them are super complicated fighting game inputs. Soul Steel is probably the worst one of them, but you know, even if you don't get it first try, you can get it pretty easily. Anyway, remember what I said about Wolf having good mechanics on stairs, and having Wolf be able to do dive kick stuff? Well, you can also do that out of Mist. And this will let us get to the fairy card super early. That trick's called Book Jump, by the way, and it's super not fun in some runs. Anyway, we get the fairy card pretty early. Normally, you're supposed to get something that's going to let you get height to get up there, but we just ignore that and just get it early. The reason being is we activate the fairy relic to start a cutscene. I actually need to activate the relic. Activate the relic. There we go.
Thank you for...
We're going to skip the cutscene, and now we have access to the pause menu in the shop. We're going to equip that garnet we got earlier. That's not what's supposed to be there. Sorry, I messed up my inventory for a second. It threw me completely off. We're going to sell the garnet as we equip it, and now we underflow our garnets, so we have 255 garnets, which is the max value you can carry of anything in this game. And we're just going to sell them all, or a lot of them, because now we have arbitrary amount of money. We're going to buy a Jewel Open, Mana Prism, Buffalo Star, Library Card, Duplicator. And we're going to equip all that stuff, except the Library Card. Mana Prism refills your mana, which is used for spells and animal transformations. Makes you temporarily invincible. Buffalo Star deals a lot of damage. You can shield dash with it. Alright, I messed that up. Turnarounds on stairs are sometimes funky. That's not when I was supposed to do that, but okay. Alright, here I want to stopwatch before I enter this room, because this room is a nightmare. If you don't stopwatch it, I activate Mana Prism backdash between those guys. And I just head over to Lesser Demon. I want to kill him before he gets off the ground. And then just hang out here full for a second, then run through the books. I didn't time that super well, but it's alright. Anyway, Bat. Bat is the thing that completely breaks the speedrun. Anyway, we got a library card, and I should mention, Duplicator lets us reuse reusable items infinitely, which is kind of important, because Mana Prism is extremely good in this game. Anyway, Bat, the main spell, what we're going to be doing all the time, is called Wing Smash. The input for it is really, and it's not very feasible to do over and over on a D-pad, but thankfully, this game has both D-pad and stick control. I'm playing on a 360, but with a PS2 controller, because I'm special like that. Anyway, we're back to Outer Wall, and now we're going to be going through a lot of the area that we should have been going through, except now we have Bat, so we can do it super quickly. Also, one important thing about having Mana Prism is that Wing Smash does eat up your mana like crazy. You can also chain your Wing Smashes together, which not a lot of people realized the first time they played this game. I didn't realize it, at least. So I'm trying to get some height here. That's okay, I bogged. One thing I should mention about Bat that's really cool is that Bat keeps your momentum like nothing else in this game. It's actually a little silly how much momentum the Bat can keep. So, like there, I was just jumping to the side, and because I jumped to the side ever so slightly, the Bat just said, hey, you know, you're just moving over to the side forever, right? Here I'm going to thread the needle. I messed it up. That's okay. Here I'm going to line up my subpixels because this next room is actually really weird. It's two rooms overlapping with each other. Anyway, here's the boss. Dang. You're supposed to kill him before he even leaves the ground, but I messed up slightly. Here's bat dashing, by the way. I've been doing that a little bit, but I didn't really explain what was going on. You keep your momentum out of a backdash when you turn into a bat in the middle of it, and it's very fast. It's the fastest way to move laterally from a standing start. We just got Leap Stone, which gives us a double jump. But the really important thing is that it gives us a kick out of our double jump. And if I know how to time things in this game, which I probably don't, honestly, I will be able to do something called a bat kick, like that. And bat kick into wing smash is a very, very fast way to get yourself moving. It's a little tricky to do in these transition hallways, because you basically have to wing smash. You have to bat and then kick at almost the exact same time. Anyway, this is Hippogriff. Hippogriff can kind of just say, you know, I'm going to go to there and make you lose time. Hippogriff was very nice to us at that time. Alright, so this next little area, I don't really have an explanation for why this works, besides this area is just broken. Soden is a very interestingly coded game. There is like an attempt to ROM hack this game not too long ago that kind of just died because the guy said, I don't understand how they coded this game. Anyway, I'm trying to buffer a backdash right as I'm on the transition of this room. There we go. And then I buffer a shield rod spell activation. I'm not going to explain what that does right now, but let it just say that I break this area and I have to fly in Orlox's quarters in reverse. You're supposed to break that statue before you can get into here. Get that staircase for a little boost upwards. And the real broken thing about this game for all bosses is Alucard Shield with Shield Rod spell. It deals 255 damage every 6 frames, which is an absurd amount of damage in this game. You're invincible as it's out. It heals you and it gives you hearts. It's a very broken combination. And it lasts for 70 seconds as long as you have mana and, you know, you're not just holding the shield out forever. Come on. Yeah, so we're flying over to Clock Room again. I'm amazed I didn't get hit by the spikes, but, you know, sometimes good things happen in this game. But we're going to be picking up one thing that in the Clock Room that isn't technically required to beat the game, but for all bosses it definitely speeds your movement up. And that is Gravity Boots. The input is the same as Richter's Uppercut, with the exception that you can chain it together much more easily in midair out of a double jump. Come on. Anyway, Wolf is really broken. Wolf has very interesting subpixels going on, and if you line yourself up properly, this is a little tricky to do. Alright. This staircase doesn't actually exist. That saves a giant reach around that we normally have to do to open up a switch and then like access this area and then the transition hallway. And it saves like 45 seconds plus if you get it first try. Come on. So we're going to be going off the Succubus, and this is the first indication in the game, because you can stumble across this area like completely easily, casually. This is the first indication of the game that, you know, there's something more to the castle than just the standard layout. At least from the boss, after the reward you get from this boss, which is Succubus. By the way, she's dead. And that's the gold ring. It says, oh, basically you get a set of them, and it says using clock room. We're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be getting the item that we get from the clock room. Because, you know, that's just how this game rolls. When you play it at a glitchy level. That's not Mana Prison. That's Buffalo Star. That's what I need. That's not a boss. What's coming up is a boss. Also, this trick is completely free. If you kill this boss at a certain spot, it's not even that precise. Okay, I messed it up because I got hit by the flame. You basically just get pushed by the door underneath this area, and then you just, like, skip and reach around. I'm actually a little disappointed I missed that trick, especially after boasting how free it was. Now I already have Mana Prison equipped. But yeah, like I said earlier, Bat is very good at keeping momentum. One of the things that Bat is very good at keeping momentum from is gravity boot movement. That's diagonal. So you'll be seeing that in a few places. Anyway, we're hitting this switch over here because it makes these barrel skeletons appear. I'm gonna fly through this guy, not actually kill him though. Get rid of all these frogs, because frogs are terrible. Lure this guy over here. Basically, spoiler alert, he's going to destroy this wooden bridge for me. By throwing his barrel. I'm worried about what this toad's going to do. Nah, we're good. Dude, I can't back kick today. Also, that's a boss. Bat under that doorway because, you know, screw having to wait for it to go up all the way. So now we're in Catacombs. This area has a lot of lateral movement, so I gotta make sure that my mana is fully stocked before I start this trip. Also, one thing about Wing Smash is that you can't do the input for it between a level up animation or in between a room transition, so I gotta like time out my Wing Smashes. I have no idea what happened there. Kick, activate Mana Prison, make myself invincible. That's a boss. That's meal ticket. Not library card. Okay, so we've actually finished up everything we need to do in normal castle. Spoiler, there's two castles. One of them's just upside down. But we're gonna actually not be fighting the lord of this castle. Because why would we do that? This is all bosses, not all bosses and an orb thing behind Richter. So earlier up in Castle Keep, we hit up a warp room. This is going to be a first time using this. This basically just saves a lot of travel time. Nice little convenient keyhole shaped things. And like I said, we don't actually get the stuff in this castle that would normally get you access to Inverted Castle. But that's okay. That's not where you activate Wolf. What am I doing? So you just line up here, do a first frame jump out of a dash, and just fly over Richter. And yeah. The way that works is that you're going at through a trigger at a very specific angle with the wolf and a very specific speed. And based on the subpixel shenanigans of the wolf, you just don't deal with the trigger. And the game never says hey, maybe you should be fighting Richter here. Just instantly goes into the pan mode, because that game has a specific area code for you entering that boss fight. Just it goes into a normal map, and once it goes into a normal map in that room, the game's like, well, all right, well, I guess you're just going over to the castle warp. That's actually a little bit scary of a trick, because you can soft lock the game if you go too low and you bonk into something. Anyway, inverted castle. The movement here gets really crazy because everything's upside down. And, you know, I mean, you try navigating your house when it's upside down. So Stopwatch is going to be my savior in this room coming up. It's got a lot of fairly tough enemies, like that. But if I mess up, I just mana prism and heal my way through the room. Come on. That was a little sloppy, but that's alright. Marathon strats, you know how it is. These stone skulls are actually kind of interesting that they're the one enemy in the game you literally cannot kill. They're just the one lone enemy. That means you can just hold your Alucard shield up to them if you're low on hearts and just get infinite hearts. But we're not going to need to do that. Something I should mention what I'm doing here is something called mist batting. If you mist and then bat within certain frames of each other, that's the creature, by the way, we dive kick into his fight because you're invincible as you're transforming into a bat. You don't actually eat up much mana, and you can just turn around instantly. It's perfect for that area. I messed that up completely. Oh no, I actually ran a shield rod spell. I don't think I've actually made that exact mistake before. So yeah, you always got to keep an eye on your mana in this game, especially when you're doing the higher level strats. Alright, these Nova Skeletons could completely kill me, and I almost died. I'm just not even going to risk it anymore. Yeah, Nova Skeletons do not screw around. That was I'm wearing super high level armor in this game, and I still nearly died from them. Anyway, the main reason we get gravity boots, even though it was sort of out of the way, is this one hallway over here. It's a very long chasm. And it's so slow to fly up. So we just grav boot up it. Anyway, Doppel 40. He's basically the same. Except now we have a much more powerful weapon. Okay, alright. This hallway is super special in that everything has a disjointed hitbox if you blade smash even once. So if I ever get hit by nothing in this hallway, that's exactly what happened. I got hit by nothing. This is death. Yeah, he's going to throw his scythes around, but we're just going to kill him very quickly. Wait for him to burn. Dive kick under the door. Alright, I messed it up, but if you do this room properly, it has one of my favorite movements in the game. Alright. But you gotta be careful, because if you are slow, these bats will just completely own you. There we missed batted instead of bad transformation out of a grab boot. And that's just because miss completely kills your momentum, which is something you want in a few cases. Because you are angling yourself up a fairly tight, narrow shaft. Alright, anti-catacombs. Basically the same. If you can't figure out the gimmick of this castle is that it's upside down. Upside down, well, specifically rotated 180 degrees, but you know. I overshot that. I was not paying attention. Alright, so next boss is an asshole. This guy has an absurd amount of health, and if you're just casually playing against him, you're just going to be wondering what the hell is wrong with him. We have probably one of the most powerful weapons in the game, and even still, it takes forever to kill him. But at least now we never have to worry about health or hearts again. Alright, thank you, bats. That was helpful. Alright, so now we're backtracking a little bit just to get to a warp room for Castle Keep. We're sort of on the home stretch of bosses. There's not too many we gotta do before the end of the game. But sadly, it does look like this run will be going over estimate just because I failed Death Skip twice. What? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad it's not going over estimate. Scott Gamer into flesh. Anyway, Medusa. She can sometimes just sword swipe you, and there's very little you can do about it. Thankfully, though, you don't have to deal with her like turning you into stone, which is nice. Ah, damn, did that too early. So one thing that's nice about navigating Inverted Castle is that for the very large part, bosses are in where they were in normal castle. Like, you know, we're going to where Orlox was, and there's going to be a boss there. This guy's ridiculous, by the way. If you let him hit you, like, he just goes into a super long animation that takes years. In fact, his death animation just takes years. Look at this stuff. Look at this. That should work. Yeah, so I originally started learning this category. By the way, this is my only Soden category, though. I never did any percent NSC or, like, any percent, you know, credits work. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a very combat-oriented run. No, you just run up the things with your shield and they die. The movement is what makes this category really good. Because, you know, you basically get the full movement arsenal when you're doing stuff in this game. In this category. These are the Castlevania 3 guys, and they're dead. Okay, those guys can just sometimes stun lock you, and it's a little scary. Not like it's scary as in like you die, just scary as in like you lose a lot of time. Alright, this is not how this area is supposed to be going. You're supposed to just hug the ceiling with the bat, and that is unfortunately not happening right now. But whatever. We're kind of up to one of the last bosses of the game. This guy is very annoying if you don't know exactly what you're doing, because he gets progressively harder the more damage you deal to him. But thankfully we sort of know what we're doing in this game. Untransformed there, bad kick, and he's dead. Basically, if you don't deal damage to anywhere on Beelzebub that's not his heart, the fight just becomes exponentially harder, because, you know, way more flies get summoned. And so we have killed all the bosses of the castle except the final guy who's reviving Dracula and Dracula himself. But before we do that, we're just going to be skipping a giant cutscene to actually activate the final area. This is called Relic Skip. It's basically the same principle as Death Skip. Use as an animation to shift your subpixels over. And you just clip into this warp chamber right next to Dracula's area. Or not warp chamber, save room. Just ride the Dog Express up. Dog can actually activate this elevator, which is the only elevator in the game I think the dog can activate. Alright, I messed that up slightly, but that's okay. Shaft is going to go into this thing, and he's just going to die. Time's coming up relatively soon, by the way. Better bump that estimate one more time. But yeah, I know, I don't know what you mean either. I don't know what I mean. I'm talking crazy. But yeah, we're going to start this fight by doing a grab boot because he's going to descend from the ceiling. And then we're just going to kind of dance around and time.
Go back whence you came.
I mean, considering I have like 5 minutes of mistakes at the very start of the run, that's not too terrible.
How is it that I've been so defeated?
I brought the Prima strategy guide, that's why.
You lost the ability to love.
And that too.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul?
Yeah, anyway, this cutscene I've seen like a trillion times, so we're just going to bail on the castle as it falls apart. Then Dracula's going to talk super softly at the end.
So you made
And Alucard is actually.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry.
All right. I love the translation of this game. It's so good.
Fear not. I had my own reasons.
Like, honestly, the translation of this game is just like...
Must have been painful.
It's that super special 90s Japanese quality where, like, you know they did it on a shoestring budget and with, like, people who just barely got out of college to do translations.
I understand.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
Alucard, what will you do now?
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell then. We'll not meet again.
All right.